Hey everybody, I am speaking to you from New York City, and just to give you a little bit of background, I was a teacher from 1968 until 2002. I have been retired since 2002, and I'm going to jump right into it. Whenever the topic of education comes up, my go-to place of emotion is anger. Today I am beside myself with anger. I am mad as hell and I can't take it anymore. No matter which side you fall on, left or right, the problem remains the same. If you don't admit what the problem is, you can't fix the problem. Okay? And I will tell you what the problem is. And I would hope that my voice could be heard. And let me tell you something else that I heard today. Not only is the United States ranked the lowest on the planet in terms of education, I heard today that we spend the most of any country per student than any other country. I will tell. All right, look, I'm so confused. Like I don't even know where to. I'm so angry. I don't even know where to begin because I have 10 different thoughts jumping around in my head. But I'm gonna try to present it in a logical manner. Maybe somebody out there that matters, who can make a difference, will hear what I'm saying and make a change. I will tell you why the students in this country are failing. And it's one reason and one reason only. That's all you have to do is look at the learning model that is implemented in the schools. Go into the schools and look at the way that they are now providing instruction for the children. And let me clue you into something else. You don't need any money. My students learn to read. How did I teach reading? With a Basel reader. I used a Scott Forsman Basel reader and a Think and Do workbook. They had a math workbook and a math textbook, and I taught math applications at the chalkboard with a piece of chalk. My students sat in rows in quiet classrooms. That style doesn't exist anymore. They now implement what I would consider is a totally absurd learning model. The students sit in groups for socialization, and the teacher is reduced to the role of a facilitator. The teacher is not allowed to provide direct instruction. They don't use a phonics approach any longer to teach reading. There is no longer the teaching of math applications. In order for students to become proficient readers, in the first grade, they have to be taught to read with a phonics approach. What that means is they have to learn the sounds that the symbols, which is the alphabet, the sounds that those symbols make. You start with the consonants, B. You have to teach the students that the letter B, and you put it on the board, makes the B sound. Every time they see that letter, it makes the B sound. You skip C because C can have two sounds, hard and soft. Soft C is in the word city. Hard C is in the word cake. Then you go to D. That will always make the D sound, like in dog. This is how you teach children to read. They don't use that system anymore. They use a different system where within the classroom, they use a leveled library with books grouped by genre. So they have adventure books, mystery books, science fiction books, biography, autobiography. You can't teach children to read just because the books are pretty. until you swing every student back to sitting in a room that is quiet with a teacher permitted to teach, students will fail. Guaranteed. I had a principal the last year that I was teaching come in and complain to me that the room was too quiet. She wanted productive noise. I said, you want productive noise? I want to retire. And I was out 3 months later. How can you learn in noise? When is noise productive? They have all these buzzwords, word wall, jot and talk, journal. It doesn't work. And you know the other odd thing that they put such an emphasis on? Bulletin boards. They drove me crazy with those bulletin boards. I said, what am I, an interior decorator? I have to sit and decorate bulletin boards so it looks like something is going on, so you can pretend that the students are learning when they're learning nothing? I never worried about bulletin boards. I never covered them. I don't think there was really any year that I cared. I went to some school supply store and bought already made cutouts, cute little cutouts that I could put up on the bulletin boards and never worried about it. Now they have all sorts of rules about what has to be on the bulletin boards, and it's to make it look like something's going on. It's window dressing. Get rid of it. You drive the teachers crazy. They're there till 6 o'clock every night decorating bulletin boards. The rooms have to look like a Sweet 16 party. It's not that hard to fix. Get rid of the learning model. What are you reinventing the wheel? Get the students back into rows. Have teachers who know how to structure a classroom and maintain quiet classrooms. Bring back a textbook approach. Have a basal reader, a comprehension workbook, which teaches the children when they're learning to read how to find the main idea in a story, how to search for specific details, how to draw conclusions. Have a math textbook, a math workbook, and a few other textbooks that can complement the curriculum and put structure into the day. And students will show progress. Get rid of this learning model. It stinks. Why are they in groups? You think they're really talking about the topic? Wise up. They're talking about what they're going to do at 3 o'clock. They're talking about what they're going to do over the weekend. They're not on task. And also, get rid of all the cell phones and learning through the computer. When I was a teacher, we didn't even have computers. What is that? Yeah, oh, well, today it's all different. Yeah, and it's all, I see the difference it makes. I see the difference it makes. You bring computers into the classrooms, and all of a sudden, the country is ranked the lowest on the planet. Get back to basics. Look, I'm mad as hell. I'm 78 years old, okay? 78. And this is a topic that just infuriates me. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. I guarantee if across the board you change that learning model, you get rid of it, you get rid of socialized seating. They don't need to face each other during the day. They need to face the front of the room. They need to face the teacher who's at the chalkboard delivering excellent instruction. Classrooms have to be quiet, And they need a basal reader with a teacher who is skilled in teaching phonics. And you'll see improvement in education. Anybody wants to get in touch with me? I can be an advisor. And I will be the best resource in terms of education. Oh, and one last thing. Tear down those darn bulletin boards!